Hey there, YouTube. Mr.Lubufu here, continuing on with my Magic Origins set review. Again, the focus of these are on limited, so draft and sealed, so that way you guys can rock your pre-release. This time we're going to cover all of the red cards in the set, beginning with Abbot of Carol Keep. So it's a 2-mana 2/1 with prowess. I think that's already a very good value. And when it comes to play, exile the top card of your library until end of turn. You may play that card. So you play it before you hit your land drop in case you get a land. And you can possibly get some value. It's good early as just a nice aggressive creature. It's good late because then you can get some value from it. I think this card's very, very, very good. Another card that's very good, Acolyte of the Inferno. So it's a 3-mana 3/1. Great. Very aggressive. With Renown 1, even better. And then when it becomes blocked, it deals 2 damage to that creature. We've seen this sort of, if it gets blocked, it deals 1 damage, and it's kind of eh. But this card, whew, I love this card. It's so powerful in limited. Definitely very, very, very strong. Better in the aggressive decks, but you just want to smash face with this guy, and your opponent's just going to be sad. It makes blocks so difficult. Act of Treason is one of those cards that I like doing, but so the Act of Treason sacrifice deck is going to be very hard to pull off. There's only one good sacrifice outlet, which you can pull it off, like Act of Treason, and I believe it's Nantuko Husk. So it's the 3-mana 2/2, sack creature, get +2/+2. And if you're able to pull it off, you'd be like, oh, get your creature, attack, sacrifice it, oh, get you. And if you could pull it off, great. I think that's a completely viable combo for limited. Other than that, if you're very aggressive, you might want to play 1 copy. A Growing Sergeant, very strong. 3-mana 2/2, so kind of underwhelming. It has first strike, so that's nice. And if you're able to get it renowned, it's just a 3/3 first strike in this format is very powerful. There's a lot of 2/2s and a lot of 2/3s. So getting the 3/3 first strike is some of the best value you can get. I'm not sure how much you want to play the Dragon in limited. Yeah, it's a 4-mana 4/4 flyer, but you really have to have a pretty low to the ground curve. If you have a very aggressive deck, it's very aggressive and you can pull it off. So I wouldn't jam this into every single deck I would play, but I'd probably play it in most decks if I could pull it off. Bellows Lizard was never that good the first time. It was playable, like you play it, but never be super impressed with it. It's fine for a 1-drop. Boggart Brute is quite good. A 3-mana 3/2 makes, body to mana cost makes me want to be smashing with it. Menace makes it just an even better attacker. So definitely a pretty powerful common. Call of the Full Moon is a callback to Innistrad. Oh, casting 2 spells. +3/+2 and trample's okay. I'm not a huge fan of this because 2 spells is not hard to pull off, especially with the mana costs of the set as a whole. So this is basically 2 mana, possibly make one guy big for 1 turn and smash. Chandra's insane. All the Planeswalkers are insane. Player, be content, you have a pinger. And then just, she's so good. Chandra's Fury, it wasn't that good the first time around. It's 4 damage to a face and 1 damage to each creature, and there are very few 1 toughness creatures. So my guess is it's going to continue being not as good. Chandra's Ignition, on the other hand, very powerful. You just have a 3/3, and you cast Chandra's Ignition, and then you just wipe their board. Very powerful, bomb rare. I didn't like Cobble Root before. I don't like it now. I didn't like Demolish before. I don't like it now. I probably wouldn't play either one of these if I had the choice. Dragon Fodder is only okay. As I said, there's a lot of... This will be doing a lot of trading when you combine the Goms together, because there are a lot of 2-mana 2/2s and 3-mana 3-mana slightly bigger than 2/2, so that's not that good. Embermaw Hellion, though. Ooh, love this card. It's a 5-mana 4/5, so very, very well costed. It has trample. Great. I have a red source. Would deal damage. It deals that much damage +1. Fantastic card. Definitely a very powerful rare. Enthralling Victor is Act of Treason on a 3/2 for 4 with power 2 or less. It's not insane, but you can get some pretty good value from it. So I think it's completely playable. Exquisite Firecraft is fantastic. Just 3 mana, 4 damage. Very good removal spell. Also, the art is gorgeous. Fiery Conclusion is pretty good. 5 damage to target creature for 2 mana and just losing a guy, but definitely a very powerful spell. Same with Fiery Impulse. Just solid removal. I like both of these cards. Fire Fiend Elemental. 4 mana, 3/2 with haste with Renown. The problem is, by the time it comes down on turn 4, there's going to be a lot of creatures that can block it. I have the odd feeling this is not going to be that good, just because it'll trade with a lot of 2-drops and then you're down some mana. If you're able to connect with it ever, though, it's pretty good, and a good aggressive deck you can. Flame Shadow Conjuring. I have the odd feeling this is going to be quite good and limited. It's very slow the turn you cast it, but then for the rest of the game, you get copies of each creature you cast with haste. That seems very powerful in limited, where you just like play a 3/2, get a copy, sweet, smash, 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 smash. So I foresee this card being quite good. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this guy. It's a 3 mana enchantment, tap 2 artifacts, it pings something. It's really built around. I don't think it'll be good in sealed. I think it might be not even okay in limited. You can force the archetype, and I'm a huge fan of forcing the archetype, but that doesn't mean it's good. So we have a 3 mana 2/1 that makes a 1/1. So basically, this is Sandstep Outcast, I believe it was, without the second ability. But let's be honest, who really used the second ability? I think this is going to be a pristine common. Next, we have Goblin Glory Chaser. I don't like 1 mana 1/1s. This is a 1 mana 1/1 that might be a 2/2. Coolio. If it's renowned, it has menace. Okay. Probably not the best in sealed, but maybe you could force a really aggressive deck in draft. Pile Driver, pretty powerful. I'm not sure how good it's going to be in limited. There aren't that many good goblins. But if you're playing against a blue deck, it's a nice aggressive creature. Infectious Bloodlust is not good. Please don't play it. Lightning Javelin, very good. Solid removal spell. Yeah, it's expensive, but it does what you want. Mage Ring Bully. I love the design of this card. So it's a 2 mana 2/2 with prowess, but it attacks each turn if able. So you might, you're like, oh, I attack. Maybe I have the trick. Maybe I don't. Ho ho ho. It gets really bad in the late game. Just like all attack each turn if able cards. I don't think you want to take this heavily, but if you're a very aggressive deck, this is exactly what you want. Magmatic Insight's fine. I'm biased against this card, so I can't give an honest opinion. Molten Vortex. Very good and limited. It gives you a reason to just not get mana. You'll never get mana flooded because you're like, ping your guy. So it's like Seismic Assault. Yeah, you have to pay 1 red, but that's fine. Pia and Kirin Nalar is just a bomb rare. 4 mana 2/2 with 2/1/1 flyers, which you remember as the uncommon in blue, but can also sack an artifact to ping. Very, very, very good. Prickle Boar is a 5 mana 3/3, so a little bit overcosted. If it's your turn, it gets +2/+0 at first strike, aka smash face with it. It's okay. It's a good, decent top of the curve. Ravaging Blaze is absurd. Just fantastic uncommon. I can't emphasize it enough that you just want to play this. Same with Scab Clan Berserker in limited. Fantastic card. You play it when they don't have blockers. You have a 3/3, and then they cast on creature spells, and so good. Seismic Elementals, a fine top of the curve. In a nice aggressive red deck, you just play it, and you're like, oh, creature of the fine can't block, so take a bajillion damage. It's exactly what you're looking for the top of the curve, because you just play it, and then your opponent can't block, and then they just take a bajillion damage. I foresee this card being very good. Skyraker Giant, another card I foresee being very good. A 4 mana 4/3 with reach is pretty powerful. If you recall the ogre in Khan's block, This is just strictly better. It has reach. Smash the Smithereens, sideboard card, Subterranean Scout. If you're a very aggressive deck, you might want to play it. Otherwise, it's okay. Thopter Engineer is fantastic. It's a 2-mana or 3-mana 1/3. That puts a 1/1. Okay, and artifact creatures you control have haste. So it is a fine card. Titan Strength, great combat trick, and Volcanic Rambler, probably too expensive for most decks. Anyway, that's it for Red. Thank you guys all for watching. Be sure to check out the other episodes, and I'll see you guys next time.